Everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a gold Zarya Hog player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help me out quite a bit. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what my rates look like, see what sort of events, promos we have coming up, all sorts of cool stuff. Okay.
One. Attackers incoming here. Escort the payload.
A little bit. It's kind of scary things up there that you're just ignoring, but okay. Like the right click at the Anna, but you probably don't have the sightline on her. We can see your health bar, but that's probably not something you can see. Your Zen is shooting at it. I'd like the right click up there. You can definitely hit a right click up there, but that's okay. Bubble, good. That's an interesting reload. So here we are. We just reloaded. Unfortunate, you know, I don't dislike that bubble really. Your Reinhardt chose to not use it. You have 55 ammo still. Absolutely no reason to reload here. It feels like the Reinhardt just barely got out of your left click range. It feels like that's what you think happens, so start using right clicks. Literally just start using right clicks. There was no reason to go into a reload here. You were losing a ton of uptime on that shield, and uptime on that shield is a resource lead, and a resource lead is an easier push, and an easier push is easier eliminations, and easier eliminations are a teamfight win. Like, seriously, keep spending this ammo. You don't need to reload here. There's plenty of viable target in that Rhine shield. And then you end up opening the angle while you're still reloading anyways, so this is wrong on multiple levels. I do like the swap to the Hanzo. You had plenty of health, and you had him. I don't really like that bubble. No! No! You do not need this reload, and you hit this reload, and you immediately open the angle, so, like, you're reloading out in the open here. This hurts. This is painful. Look at all that wasted time, and yeah, because you wasted your bubble, you get flashed. Unfortunately, there's not serious repercussions for that. .25 ammo. Looks like a right click to me, not a reload. I'm amazed. I expected him to reload as he was crossing behind the card, and he didn't. I'm glad you didn't. That's just what I was expecting after what we'd seen so far. Okay. You're gonna have to play to the right. Like, you haven't earned your way in yet because your Rhine went down. Play to the right. Play to the right.
Give me your best shot.
That's fine. I don't like that your Zen's gone so aggressive, but that's fine. So you can burn the Reinhardt, or you can throw a right click at the Anna. You don't have a bubble, so you can't really still be up here. Did you really push this aggressive without your bubble? You're here. You did this. We talked about that. That was okay. Oh, you popped your personal here for no discernible reason. You still had 400 HP. What? No. No. So you have that. You do this. You bubble the Zen that looks like it's being swung at. No, you personal bubble here first. Ew. Ew. Like, at least two people are looking at you. At least an arrow is on the way. Like, this could be worse, but you haven't taken any damage yet. Okay, this changes how you have to play. Because now you don't have your bubble. You can't play as aggressive when you don't have your bubble available anymore. So you go for this. You're trying for this finish. You get the Reinhardt, and that's fine with me. But you gotta be careful here. You don't have your bubble. You need to get back behind cover. Like, you have 400 HP, but you need to know where your retreat path is and be able to get here very quickly and easily. So, play to do that. No, you can't be wandering forward. You can wander forward like this when you have your bubble available. You don't wander forward once you bubble yourself. You wander forward when you have your bubble available, and you did it when you very much do not have your bubble available. That's still 7 long seconds away. That is a long time for you to deal with here. You don't want to do that. Please go back behind cover. Owie. Good. Am I still on 5-second rewinds? No, I'm on 20s. Okay, let's go here. You go like this. I'm fine with you going like this. Do you hit your bubble here? Yes, you do. Good bubble. Fine. And you do this. This should be a right click, not beam. You had like 8 ammo left, so you actually want to right click because a right click is going to do its full damage, whether it drains 1 ammo, 8 ammo, 25 ammo, 23 ammo, you name it. So when you're low ammo like this, generally you want to finish with a right click, but this is okay. You're going to give him your bubble, and you're going to crouch. You're not going to crouch. Okay. Unfortunate. So you've had some reload issues. Those have been a problem. You had the issue back at newsstand there where you went very aggressive without your bubble. I get that you were high energy and you wanted it, but that doesn't mean that you could. This is early. I don't think your team's ready. Your Reinhardt's still back here. These guys aren't really up with you. They're missing people too, so it's not terrible. But this is a little bit early for being real. You know, fishing for energy, sure, but this is a little early for you to be pushing this deep.
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay. Why would you do this? I know you're like trying to bait some energy onto you, some damage so that you can bubble. I get it. That's a little bit. That's more, and it's of a scary type. Oh, I guess that was your widows. Never mind.
No one can hide from my sight.
Get healed back up. You go here. You turn to look at them. You reload rather than throw a right click. Take damage again, and you immediately do that. Yeah, okay, that's a big burst. I know you're trying to bait damage on you. I just don't particularly like this because these guys are creeping closer to you. They're getting to a place where they'll be able to finish you, and we're kind of past the bait damage phase and into the, hey, our Reinhardt now is almost here phase because they didn't shoot at you for so long. So now you need to be backing up and letting your Reinhardt and you do the do-si-do stuff. Switch positions, basically.
Hit me.
He really was already backstepping when you bubbled him, but he's low health, so I'll live with it. Hey, Blah!
Get in there.
You're done. You have high energy. Don't risk your life like this. Preserve your energy, please. You do not have health. You just were melting the Zarya bubble for her. That was nice of you. Okay, you need to already be backing off. I know you feel like, oh, I have my personal bubble. You're going to lose all your energy. All your energy. There was no need for that. You had plenty of energy before that, and you could have gone for more conservative energy back here, etc., to try to maintain with a personal bubble. You did not need to go, I am pushing into you alone, the 4 of you that are here with my bubble. That was not a thing you needed to do. Look how slow you are at getting this grab, and it's because you're resetting your energy. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I don't love this place, but you've got your bubble. Right click, another right click. Good. Okay. Keep enforcing. You have personal. Good. Why are you grabbing? What are you doing? You burned your combo on that? Oh my goodness. This is just a Reinhardt. This is just a Reinhardt. You'll get the Reinhardt probably. He's not likely to get out, whether you grab or not. Yeah, you're not particularly high energy, but you'll probably get him either way. And you do this, when your Hanzo also has his ult, and Hanzo's ult isn't very good, so he's probably going to combo it in, which is very good. Like, you probably get this Reinhardt elimination. This Reinhardt is already, missing 35% of his health. You guys probably get this either way. You have 4 friends right here. He's got 1 buddy to back him up. You get this either way without the grab, and then you push forward and get your staggers, and it's great. Or you don't, whatever. But there's absolutely no need to use this grab after, or excuse me, right before you've got the checkpoint. They're not going to stop you from getting this checkpoint. You're going to crush this. He can't even touch in time, even if you hadn't grabbed. Like, your spawns, because you've effectively checked this, have just moved forward significantly, and their spawns have just moved back significantly. Please don't grab here. Please don't grab in this already won fight. Oh my goodness, and especially when it's going to drag the combo. This is just so sad. Hey, Andy Struck. Yeah, well, look at that. You'd say, yeah, I mean, uh-oh describes it. Like, push forward. Push forward. What are you doing? I know your personal bubble was 3 seconds away, but you had staggers. You just blew your ult combo. Of course you have a stagger. Like, push forward and look for more. This makes me sad. Yes, Zarya. Yes, it is off tank for the win, but not Grav Dragoning or Reinhardt when you've already got the point for the win. That is not for the win. So you right click. Mix left and right clicks. That's close enough for left clicks. And you want to mix left and right clicks, you'll get more total damage that way. Instead, you did 3 right clicks and then left clicks 25 energy. Part of why you get mixing is you get the extra 25 thing. Part of why is there's a fire rate delay on your right click. So, like, yeah. Yeah. So try to mix those a little more when they're at that easy range and when it's a big target that it's going to be easy for you to land both left clicks and right clicks on without any sort of delay. Try to get both in when they're in that range. Higher total DPS. Okay. Fine. No right click? Huh. Reasonable. You'll get him. Okay, you need to be aware of your current bubble situation. This is a pretty rough place to be, and you don't need to be pushing this hard. Get that? What are you doing? What are you doing? You eliminate him and you don't go for this mega? Like, you've been pushing the edge the whole time, and I've been okay with it because your positioning was sort of okay. People were weak. Your team was sort of winning the fight. You go here, which is getting really rough. You're sub 200 HP to go for this. You're sub 200 HP. There's another Zarya melting you, but you walk through the Rhine Shield, get the elimination on him, and you just go, oh, I see that health pack. I don't want it. And you walk out here and immediately get beamed down to 2 HP. What? Have you no self-preservation instinct? Why? Why would you do this? Good thing that your aim didn't happen to not be as good as normal for a moment. Like, oh my goodness. Good thing his aim wasn't any better. Like, yeah, health packs are pretty good. You don't have personal. Fortunately, you're high energy. If you get reset again, I'm going to be upset. It's a little early. It wasn't wildly early on your personal bubble, but here you are. They just wasted their nade. It's a pair of supports. You don't really need to save it to block Sleep Dart, but, like, I'd like them to at least have lined up shots on you first. I'd like to take a little bit of damage before you do this. They still shoot at you, fortunately. Okay. Not sure what that bubble was about. That projected bubble didn't do any good. Like, your Hanzo's trying to take advantage of it. But also, it was a projected bubble that didn't really enable good offense from your team.
Double kill.
So, we're fine, right? You're up. You do this. So you throw a projected bubble, probably meant for your Reinhardt, but instead on your Hanzo. Maybe it would have enabled your Reinhardt to swing. Your Hanzo does take advantage of it, so good for him. But like you're at 86 energy right now, you can't get full value out of that bubble, and it doesn't really enable. Like you want that Zarya to be a step closer. Plus, you hit the Hanzo, who definitely didn't need this. Uh, mm-hmm. Push him, push him. Good. You don't have personal. You don't have personal. This is pretty aggressive for no personal. Like, there's still a lot of them, and your team isn't with you quite yet. Don't leave your cover. Don't leave your cover. Good. Now you can leave cover. It's fine. You're up another person, and you have your personal. The angle was better than you shooting like this. Okay. Oh, do we just feed Zarya bubbles? Is that a thing we do? Like, you could not be trying harder to feed this Zarya bubble. Like, this Zarya bubble is going to get its full 2-second duration, and you're going to have been zapping it right in the center, where it for sure pokes through the Reinhardt shield the whole time. Like, over here, let me go back to your perspective. When the Zarya bubble goes out, we don't shoot at the Zarya bubble, we shoot at the edge of the Reinhardt shield. Let me get a different color. We shoot at the edge of the Reinhardt shield, 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 the edge of the Reinhardt shield. We shoot away from the bubble. Maybe we shoot at the BAP up here, and if he falls, we shoot here at the edge of the Reinhardt shield. We don't shoot at the very center where you are, because that's exactly where the bubble stretches out past the shield. Like, we don't want to do that. We're feeding him. We can still drain the Reinhardt shield's resources by shooting over here without giving the Zarya energy. And, like, you've been shooting bubbles, and I've kind of been like, oh, whatever, it's hard. The bubble was already there. He just didn't react in time. But you, like, for the full duration of this bubble, we're shooting it center on, dead in the center, right on the bubble. This is a conscious effort to melt the bubble. You know how Zarya bubbles work. You're Zarya. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? This wasn't some Reinhardt that you were immediately going to burst down and that your whole team was shooting at, and like he was already a third health, etc., and your whole team was on him, and it was just like, well, we're going to rip right through the bubble and get him. In which case I go, yeah, totally, go for it. This is literally you just going, let me feed the other Zarya because I'm a good guy like that. Well, your team doesn't think you're a good guy like that. Please don't. Okay. Okay. This is a welcome change for the VODs that Temporal is okay with most of it. What VODs am I okay with most of it? I don't know that I'm... No, you still need some work on the ults. I don't think I'm okay with most of what I see in every video. Have I been too mellow the last day or two, guys? If so, you can tell me. When I do some of the pro stuff, there's sometimes less to comment on, or I get less annoyed because I can understand it. Like, I know I just threw up a pro review earlier of Ultraviolet, and I probably didn't point out as many mistakes as you guys are used to there, but that's because, there's less obvious mistakes that we're working with there. Oh, I've been way too mellow. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't block the full bubble there. Doesn't block the full bubble there. Glad to see you're here watching it. So, like, doesn't block the whole bubble. You want to go ahead and move away. It sticks out a little past the bubble. It's not like if you shoot over here, it won't get him. But if you shoot right in the center, you can actually see, and I'll even rewind a touch to make it obvious to you. Almost. If I'd been faster on the pause button, that would have worked. See how that breaks the bubble there? Like, you're shooting right at it. And it actually breaks a little more of this. It's not just this tiny bit that it protrudes here. But you can see even from the graphic that it protrudes a little bit. But just to be safe, shoot the far corner, the far edge, etc. Because yes, you are very much giving this Zarya energy. And this doesn't look like it protrudes very much, but it protrudes enough that Zaryas regularly get pretty good energy off of it. It's not as good as if the Reinhardt blocks it and makes the job easier, but hey. If we don't think your other job is a Sith Lord, you're too mellow. Okay. Like where the arrows are is bad. Like where the arrows are is bad. Okay. Okay. I don't hate everything. Okay. That's fair. So let's do it. Back to our Zarya here. What? We just hit the shatter, guys. We can shatter. We can bubble to protect our Reinhardt when he's shattering, so that like he doesn't get slept or bashed or canceled out of it, pinned, anything like that. Well, he could still get pinned, but like to stop him from getting canceled out of it. But you're bubbling him after he's shattered. Who's going to attack him after he's flattened everyone on the ground? This bubble is too late to be worth anything. This is a wasted bubble. You see how wasted this bubble is? Yeah. Why? Why do we think we need to personal here? Okay. What? The Hanzo's not looking at us. The Yenna doesn't have line of sight on us. The BAP is busy healing the Hanzo. There's a Zarya sort of to the side of us, behind us. I don't even know that you're aware that this Zarya is here, to be perfectly honest, and the Zarya isn't hurting you. Now you can see the Zarya, but you popped this bubble before that. I don't think your bubble was for the Zarya. This was not good. This was not good. So that's 2 bad bubbles, and now you're going to suffer from it and not have great energy for the next cycle. If there's any justice in the world, anyway. Okay, this was better than your earlier reloads. You peaked after your reload was done, as opposed to being at like 46 ammo, hitting reload, and immediately popping out here for 3/4 of your reload animation. This was better. Okay. Yeah, that happens. That happens. We're here. Full health. You have bubble available. Bubble. You have to bubble. You have to. You have to bubble when you get crit that hard. Like, that's going to happen, and the same thing happened to you earlier. And if you look at what they're running, that's what's going to happen now. It's hard to play Zarya into this, but they're running Hanzo Ashe. These are relatively precise characters. I know people are going to object. I'm calling Hanzo a precise character with his logs. But these are characters that can do big chunks of damage, like 300 damage to you at once. Okay, not that much, but like they do a lot of damage to you all at once, etc. With those headshots. You're actually not great as a hero to play into them, so you're looking to go, hey, can I use my grab and get off? Potentially. You can stay if you're working well with your Reinhardt's getting value, etc. But you're not going to be able to go, oh, I took a little damage, I'm reliably taking damage, let me bubble, etc. After you take any big hit, you're going to have to bubble, because a second big hit will finish you, and they are much more capable of dealing big hits than, say, a Fair Rocket or Tracer or Genji or something like that. So this is, or a Soldier or even a McCree. Like, these guys can deal bigger hits. You've got to respect it. Oh shoot, I took a big hit. I've got to hit my personal. Okay. Worship the Scarf. The Scarf is the dark side. The Scarf is like, the Scarf is the right side. I don't know what to tell you there.
I am still in the right group of your best shot.
Still slow on that bubble. Like, you'd already taken one, and you're in enough danger that you do have to pop the bubble there. You are living in dangerous space without a personal. Now you have a Rhine, better. The Scarf does demand hard cover. I don't like this. Better now that we have this. Good. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. Good. What? Why do you think you can round this corner? Why do you think you can round this corner? Totally fine with me. You were at 200 life. You were 3 seconds away from having a personal bubble. You're reloading. You're at 60 energy. You're rounding this corner for 3/4 of your reload animation at 200 HP with your personal bubble not available. No. No. Like, no, that's not okay. You can very much go down here and get your energy reset again. I'm glad you didn't, but that can very much happen. Oh, you were so low energy.
Ready for battle.
Okay. Are you going to hold them back with a grab or no?
The payload is approaching its destination.
What are we doing? Okay. I get it. We see 3. We decide we don't want to tangle with 3. Fine with me. Stop walking forward if you don't want to tangle with 3. Stop walking forward if you don't want to tangle with 3. If you don't want to 3, the answer is not to turn around. The answer is to throw a right click and continue to back up and then tuck over here. We want to keep these guys honest with our weapon play, with the threat of us doing damage. These guys will struggle to aim at us more if we're threatening to do damage to them than if we turn around and walk away. Like, yes, we can see a little better if we turn around and walk away, but that's not a good enough reason to do it. We're going to keep these guys honest with the threat of doing damage as opposed to turning around and walking this way. This is not what we want. And if we feel the need to get out right now, why are we going this way? That keeps the sightline on them to shoot at us for longer. Why would we do that? Also, why did we not grab here? Like, what? If our Hanzo was here, I have to imagine our Hanzo was... I don't know what happened in comms here, but I have to imagine the expectation was that you were going to grab this. I expect you to grab this, honestly, even if it was just to hold them back while your team won this fight. You didn't have very good energy was making it tough to 100% commit to that. I get it, but turns out your Hanzo was right behind you. This is just depressing. Like, we've had one ult combo on just a Reinhardt that we didn't need because we just capped the point, or excuse me, we're a meter from capping the point and they had no chance to contest. And now we've not taken an ult combo that would have not only taken out 3 but also would have canceled their nano. That makes me sad. I think there's an elimination order list somewhere. Yeah, blah. Yeah. How long is she going to nurse that grab? I don't know, blah. Looks like it could have been tempting right here. Yeah, I know. Our last thing was at the end of point 1, and now we're at the end of point 3 with our Grav. And part of it has been, hey, Gravs have been a little slow to build because she's been letting her energy get reset, because she's been letting herself go down in situations where she clearly could have gotten out, because she's getting too aggressive when she doesn't have personal available. But, you know, we'll deal. We'll deal. Yeah, again, if the plan was to run away, your runaway path was through here. I don't know why you thought you could go this way. That kept their long sightline on you the whole time that you were running away, as opposed to, I'm keeping you honest with my weapon. Oh, I see the dragon's coming through. I'll throw the grab since I see the dragon's coming through. And even if I don't, at least I throw a right click. Then I get to here and I tuck the corner. And now I'm good. And you can't hurt me. I know.
My will is unbroken.
Let's get the payload moving again, yeah?
A grab that almost guarantees your team 1 elimination in an even fight is a good grab. You don't need a 6-person grab. 1 or 2 eliminations is great. Totally great. Now, if you're ult comboing it, you generally want more than that. But that the 3-person with a nano in there would have been wonderful. Wonderful. Because, you had the dragon.
I am moving the payload. Fall in between.
Okay. That was a lot of wasted ammo before we were in range.
Ready for battle.
Okay, you've used your personal. You need to start backing up about now. No, you need to start backing up about now. You are now standing right in front of a window with half health and no bubble. During the later portion of your bubble, you need to be going back to cover. You push up when you have bubble available. You do work with your aggressive position. They don't like that you're doing work, so they start shooting at you. So you personal bubble, take most of that damage on your personal bubble, and start retreating with your personal bubble. You don't push up, push further with your personal bubble, and then try to leave, because you won't get out. And now there's a window in your face. This is going to hurt.
30 seconds remaining.
I wonder what we're going to grab. You're going to window bubble it, aren't you? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. Bubble him. He's purple. Excuse me?
Seconds remaining.
Excuse me? Swinging purple Reinhardt doesn't deserve your bubble? Who is this bubble for? It wasn't for the BAP that was jumping up here to challenge. It wasn't for your Reinhardt when, he was potentially wanting to push into this Ana, which I didn't love it here. But it's not for your Reinhardt here either? It's not for your Reinhardt while he's fire striking. It's not for your Reinhardt while he's purple. Like, who gets this bubble? You've had this personal bubble for a long time. Or this projected bubble. Yes, bubble gets rid of purple. So the Reinhardt becomes healable again. And now we're going to go down without having used our graph. That just makes me sad.
Practice makes perfect.
No, it cancels purple as well. It does both. That's just sad. Okay, so big things we're seeing. Not a proper understanding of how to use the personal bubble and how your positioning changes. We saw the big reload issue in the beginning. It got better for the most part as the round went on, but in the beginning you had some trouble with the reloads. Part of it was ammo, but I'd actually say for you the bigger part was you go behind cover, you start a reload, and then you peek out from behind the cover like you did here for 3/4 of the reload, which is like, that's silly. You can't shoot anyone, why would you give them a chance to shoot you? We of course had the, hey, why are we holding our grab forever? We're Zarya. And that's probably enough topics for now. We'll narrow in or maybe change them as we get through the second round here. Nope, we're going on to Hog. Okay. Oh, Winston. Okay.
Ready for battle.
I don't think that's true, Blah. Like, if you bubble someone standing in a trap, I think they're still in the trap, but I could be mistaken.
Stop the payload.
This is not what Winston does. This is not what Winston does. Winston is a dive tank. Winston likes to turn enemies around. Winston likes to get above enemies and be annoying and sort of keep them low health. Winston likes to get behind enemies, get above enemies to the side, get above behind enemies. Winston likes to leap over enemies, turn them around, zap them, split where the team is going. Sometimes he'll get in the middle of a group of enemies when they get some split between them. Winston does not fight frontline tanks on the front line. Wait. Wrong. Bad Winston. Bad monkey. How this should go is the Winston can wait here, or better yet in here, or better yet up here, till the Reinhardt walks past, probably this way, till the Hanzo comes up here, can think about whether he wants the Hanzo or not, can think about whether he wants the soldier or not, and then go for who he really wants, which is probably the Moira or the BAP who show up last. And then you'll see there's a Reinhardt here looking this way. There's a Hanzo and a soldier here looking this way. And there's a Moira and a BAP right here who you come out and go zappy zap on. That's what you do, and it takes these guys extra time to turn around because you didn't immediately pull their attention. So instead of zapping armor, which the Tesla cannon has huge damage reduction against, instead of having all of these eyeballs looking at you and shooting you, you're just shooting at the two supports. You're just zapping the two supports. It's putting them under real pressure. Even if you don't get them, that's fine. Even if these guys do turn around pretty quickly and look at you, that's fine. Even if the Reinhardt turns around and looks at you, that's fine. You drop your bubble, you zap for another second or two, and then you hop out. And all these eyeballs that turned around and looked at you left their whole team exposed for your team to shoot into them as they were turned around. That's how Winston works. And you're okay because you hit this leap and got out. But you first turned them around for, even if it's just a couple seconds, that's pretty cool, them turning around like that. So that's how you tank as Winston. You make the enemies look away from you. It's maybe not as forceful. It's maybe not as obvious as what Reinhardt does. It may not be that you can tank for as long as Reinhardt does, but it's pretty darn powerful to turn enemies around. So I like to think of it as a more bursty style of tanking in terms of how it demands attention. It demands attention really, really well for a shorter amount of time than, say, a Reinhardt might. So yeah, please do that. Please do not zzz into Reinhardts that have armor and when everyone can immediately look at you without really having first been looking at your team. You're not really pulling these eyeballs off of your team because this wall is between your team and them anyways. So don't do this. Okay, thank you for attending my Winston talk. I'm going to watch Winston feed. That was not helpful. 600-pound stealthy gorilla speech and gimmick. Blah knows me well. Blah knows me well.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Walk it off.
Yes, a shield in the middle of their team can be disruptive if their team has a bit of a split to it, and if they don't have heroes that just delete the shield immediately. Like, I don't know, McCree, Hanzo, two heroes who are both really good at that right now. So we're coming out on Hog. Good. Nice of him to finish himself off with that rocket for you. Why are you reloading? You have 4 shots, and there's a Reinhardt who just locked himself into his unwind animation on the wall. Like, you saw that he missed you. Why are you walking away rather than turning and going pop, pop, 2 free shots during his unwind animation? This guy could be at 100 health right now. Instead, you're reloading when you had 4 shots available. So we had Zarya reload problems. I bet we're going to have Hog reload problems. Why would we hook? That Reinhardt was so beyond destroyed. Like, there was no chance of him getting out. We don't need to spend our hook. He wasn't going to get anyone. Now we don't have our best cooldown. Ah. I don't mind if you reload here. Now you have to reload. Fine, but know where your cover is. 1 ammo reload, totally fine.
Down.
You like to have 2 ammo available as Hog when you've got hookup, because if you're going to end up hooking a bulkier character, you like to be able to go right click, hook, left click, so I don't mind 1 ammo reloads. I am going to be, if you're regularly reloading at 4 ammo or 3 ammo, I'm going to be a little more annoyed because you start losing up time. Good. You're done. Why? You had full health. No. No. I wonder if you'd had this ability called Take a Breather, not on cooldown, if you could have done anything about that. Guess we'll never know. Guess we'll never know. The window wasn't big to take a breather there, but honestly, could have, take a breather instead of going for that last hook there. You get the idea.
Stop the payload.
Okay, so you're backing off. Fine, I'll live with it. I think your team could have made a potentially real hold there, and you kind of abandoned them by giving up. But that was, that was good. You canceled the ult. What? What? One shot? You have 4 shots. You've always started your reload animation. Okay. Breather. Good. No. That's the opposite problem. You do have to count your shots as Roadhog, because it's really painful when you throw out hooks like this with no ammo in your clip. So you do have to count your shots. And again, I'm not going to mind if you reload at 2, because right-click hook, left-click is a thing. I am going to mind if you throw hooks out at 0, and I am going to mind if you reload at 4. You can't really re-peek. You can't really hold this space. Okay, you're done. You can't hold this corner anymore. No. You unfortunately had to back off to here to stabilize and then start threatening this angle. You can't keep staying out here. This isn't space that your team reasonably had control of anymore. Now that your Sigma's pushed up, you sort of reasonably have control of it, but you did not have this. Your Sigma Andrew's in. Breather! Oh, totally saved by the damage reduction. Good! And you teched him in. Perfect. Nice. Good stuff. Maybe stop, giving that soldier free headshots. But other than that, good stuff. You don't need to go this way. You probably were better off taking the long route over here, because you weren't ever likely to actually catch him, but this was safer and was going to do what you needed to, of making sure he didn't stay on the high ground and get to keep this for their next push. So I'd have preferred that rather than just feeding him a bunch of your health. But hey. Yeah, you were never going to get that. Off angles? Yeah, I like my off angles. Plus, again, as Zarya is pointing out, you'd have then been able to maintain this off angle, which would have been very, very powerful compared to this, where you're sort of trying to give yourself an off angle here sometimes, but it's not a very good off angle compared to your team. Like, it's a little bit of one, but it's not nearly as strong as what this would be. Which, A, you'd have it, and B, you'd deny anyone else from taking it, and C, you'd have a health pack. But I think health packs are invisible to you, so I don't know if that would help you. Okay. Fine. Owie. You're purple. Don't do it. You had plenty of time to realize, oh, I can't be in this fight, and just back out here. Like, you were purple, you were at 200 HP, plenty of time to just go, oh, I'm going to go out here, wait for this purple to end, grab this, walk back in and fight. That was the play. I promise. Still stuck on step 1 of a hook, landing a hook, Tom Joe? Yeah, I get it. Okay, are you going to be able to establish an off angle? Where are you going to play from? What are you doing? Why are you feeding? If we wanted to get out with breather, we could have, but there was just no good reason to be up there in the first place. Like, your Ana went down, they were rounding the corner, your team wasn't. Don't do that.
The fight ain't over yet.
Block. Sort of. Yeah, Sigma Shield helped. You had the right instinct, though.
Anyone need some healing?
No problem. If you have questions, just let me know, man. Dodge left, dodge left. That wasn't a great fire strike. Shield, shield, shield. Good. Shield, you're still purple. You just don't like using your ult. You had plenty of windows to shatter there. Interesting. Like, you'd be halfway to another shatter by now with all the swinging that you did. Even if it would have been blocked, who cares? You'd be halfway to another one. Still no ult use. Amazing. Okay. Don't play here. Don't play here. Fine. Hey, we hit it. Shield, shield. Yeah. That was always gonna happen.
60 seconds.
Enemies in our orbit. Go.
No, no, ignore him, ignore him!
What?
It's nice that that was only your Sigma that got hit by that. Could've, you know, that was an inch short of being your Ana too. So you don't want to go back as Reinhardt to deal with Winstons that jump past you. That is not your job. You do not go, oh, there's a diver or a flanker that got past me. I'm not going to go turn around and run it down. What you do is you either hold the corner to keep their backline from contributing so that these 4 people don't get to contribute as much to help, or you go, let me put my shield up and back up until the Winston is in front of me, and then I can push through the Winston again, and I've still kept them all in front of me, etc. This was like textbook. You gave it to them. We're lucky it wasn't a bigger shatter, but you gave them this. They were able to take this corner, which, by the way, they couldn't if you were here because you just step forward and swing through 3 of them, and that would be devastating. But you also just gave them this shatter, which is, you know, no, please don't do that. Ever. Ever. Okay, not ever. There's some cute stuff you do as Ryan where you give the other Reinhardt a shatter because you're going to hit a bigger shatter on him and his friends when he does it. But yeah.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Shield. No. You're at 364, and you're nanoed. So you're taking half damage right now. 364. Congratulations. By turning around, you went to 223. You guys did happen to get the Winston, but they could have done that without you. And you potentially opened up an opportunity for their BAP to more easily heal their Winston. I am not impressed. Not impressed. Why are you turning away to give them more health? What was that about? If you wanted to turn behind you, you hold right click and then you hold left click at the same time and you spin for a moment and spin back. That's how you check behind you. You don't hold right click and like quick turn and turn back like that. That just chipped away more health that you could not afford to give up right now.
I live for this.
You did not have the health to barrier hop tech jump. No. You had enough barrier, you do not have enough health to be doing the yes, the barrier hop thing is a thing to go a little bit faster. You do not have the health to be doing it right now. Why did you lose your shield? Why did you lower your shield before you were 100% behind this corner? Hold this shield up, walk like this, then lower shield. Why are you scaring me so hard? No. Why would you back up? Why would you back up? You don't need to. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know, guys, but that looks like 1,100 health worth of contesting to me. If he just goes, hey, I will wait until a support walks out here and heals me, and if that doesn't happen, they do not have a Reinhardt or a Winston right here, so I'm literally just going to take a step to the left and contest cart with my shield out and make them walk through my shield to eliminate me. Or do 11,000 or 1,100 worth of damage to my shield before they can push the cart. Like, that's what you do. This isn't hard.
10 seconds remaining.
That's got to be the end. Shatter, shatter. It's going to be the big one, guys. It's going to make up for everything. The shatter. The shatter. It was not it. It was not the shatter. You tried it, or at least a reasonable opportunity there. Okay. So the biggest thing for you is going to be you are holding your ults a bit long when there's plenty of good windows. It's going to be ult usage in general. Like I did not like that grab on first. I did not like that your next grab did not come out until... Wait, did you even use grab on third? I don't remember. You didn't use it at the obvious points. We didn't get good. No, you didn't. You didn't use it on. You only used one grab in an entire attacking round. That's just unacceptable. Now, so grab usage, ult usage in general is going to be an issue. We had a similar thing with your shatter. Well, you can get shatters back pretty fast as Reinhardt into what you were playing against, how you were playing, etc. So please be less stingy with these. You know, we can put them out if they get blocked. They get blocked. We'll live with it. A grab that gets one elimination, totally fine, as long as it's in a 6v6 or a 5v5 fight. Totally fine. So let's please do that. Moving on with your Zarya, I want you to really fix these reloads. I really want you to convert your danger sense, but I'm going to say on your Zarya, fix these reloads, because you have the reload issue of you reload when you don't need to at the beginning of the attack, but you had a lot of this, hey, 3/4 of my reload animation is going to be out in the open, even though I started my reload animation behind cover. And that's just silly. So please fix that. Then a thing that affects both your Zarya and your Hog is you don't seem to have good danger sense. I don't know what your Hog was doing up here. I really don't. I have no idea what your hog was doing up here. Like, 5 people are about to round this quarter. Your team is backing up. You already lost your Ana. That's unacceptable. And you were getting reset on your Zarya for similar reasons. You were like pushing up and doing stuff when your team didn't have the presence and when you didn't have your personal bubble. When you have your personal bubble, you can get more aggressive. When you're using your personal bubble or it's already been used, you have to start to back off. You have to start being a little more passive. You can't go, hey, I have 200 HP left. Let me push in here to finish this Reinhardt, solidly look at that, scoff at it, turn, and walk back out here and go down to 2 HP. Like, we don't want that either. So we need more awareness of our own health is what I'm going to say, and how that changes how we play based on our health. So I gave you what? I gave you things for that thing will work for both your Zarya and your Hog. It's a similar skill, and it'll be important for your Rhine too, to be perfectly honest. So like, I would consider working on that first. This sense of monitoring your own health better and letting it change your aggression level is going to be the biggest thing for you. Other than that, I want what we talked about, which was the grav usage, and I want what we talked about, which was the reload. So I gave you 3 things for Zarya. Again, the ult use will also affect your Reinhardt, etc. So I gave you a lot of stuff here. I do not want you to try to work on them all at once. It simply won't work. You simply won't learn them if you try to work on them all at once. You'll forget about this in a week. You'll like maybe remember one thing, etc. Write these down. Pick one. Specifically, I'd recommend controlling your aggression based on your health level and based on not just your health, but your resource level. So health and cooldowns available. Cooldowns meaning personal bubble and take a breather. And Rhine Shield health available. Hint. Okay, so pick one, work on that, and you're going to have to like actively be thinking about that, probably with like 15% of your brain power while playing a match, at least at times, maybe 10, maybe 5, but probably 15 while playing a match. You're going to play worse as a result because you will be devoting extra brain power to thinking about it. Do so anyways. In the long run, it is worth it. That's how you get better at this skill. You actively try to be doing it during the match, and every 2 or 3 matches, take one of your matches, watch it in fast forward mode, or jump around to the times when you got eliminated and see, was I playing too aggressive without resources, etc., and make that adjustment. And once it feels like you've made that adjustment, move on to your next thing. Maybe it's your reloads. And then if when you're working on your reloads and you're thinking about your reloads with 5% of your brain power, 10% of your brain power, whatever, if you notice that your aggression control based on health drops, stop working on reloads, go back to working on this, try again, see if it solidifies this time, and when you think it's solid again, move back onto your reloads, and if it's solid this time and doesn't really drop, you're good, you get to continue working on reloads. I want you to do that. That's how you get better at Overwatch, and these are things that you need to work on. If anyone has questions, throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that really does help out a ton. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, different types of videos that come out, all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, you guys are talking about the grav. I think one of my next temporal sessions will be when I pay for a session where I get to be in comms with the scarf. Ah, I see. I don't do a ton of that. Like, I don't do a ton of live coaching, Sarah. I'm not really a fan of it because I'm not going to be there like it's a training wheels thing, and I won't be there for when you do it. And the only place we can really do it anyways is quick play. So I'm not a huge fan of live sessions. I haven't of live coaching. Or do you mean? Oh, you mean the other thing? Sorry, you mean the one where we actually do a hour-long session where you're there and you can ask questions? Yes, that's totally fine. I strongly encourage that. Got it. You confused me when you said in comms. I think of it as a call, not comms. I think of comms as an in-game. Okay, got it. I get it there. I see it. I was able to hold my own in gold soon for my first came out. I'm not sure I found it easier or harder than bronze or silver. 7 hours on Zarya. Still waiting for blah. Yeah, I was tough on you, Dragon. I think this is you. I was tough on you. Like, I totally get that I was tough on you, but I hope you found this helpful, because even though I'm critical of everyone. Like, I critical is what I do. That is my style. It's not some I dislike you or anything. I just dislike seeing play that disappoints me, and we're going to make it better. Me seeing lots of stuff to poke holes at is good for you because it means you have more things to work on, and this video will be here. You can come back and work through those things one thing at a time. I don't know if you answered this the last time I asked. I watched for an hour, but had to go to bed. After the shield nerf, is one-tricking Sigma still viable on comp ladder? Is he still top tier? He is not top tier. You can one-trick him because you can one-trick just about anyone, including Bastion, and Bastion is terrible, but you can one-trick him. I would not recommend one-tricking him. I think there are easier heroes to one-trick at this point. Yeah, I would not recommend one-tricking him anymore. What other tanks would be good to learn, useful in situations where Sigma is not very useful? Well, that depends. Are you trying to be an off-tank specialist? Are you building out a pool as a role? Or are you building out a pool like just to play like a role on a team like off-tank? Or are you building to just say, hey, I want to play tanks? Because if you want to play tanks, ball is still very probably the easiest to play with in any situation, etc. But you can make other things work. You can make a Zarya work, a Winston work, a Diva work. Those are all playable heroes, but ball is probably still the easiest thing to get away with doing your own thing on, etc. Zarya, of course, gives you lots of low-level carry potential. You have to be a bit more flexible in your picks at a high level. You have to be more flexible with your off-tank picks at the high level because you're seeing multiple things run. You're seeing some double bubble stuff run, and you're seeing some old what was Ball Sigma being run, but now is Ball Diva. So you have to pick between your Diva and your Zarya in those situations as an off-tank. Okay. I want to finish climbing before I do a VOD. No, you can't finish climbing before you do a VOD. After you get a VOD, you're supposed to climb more. You don't finish before. I get it. You're trying to get to a threshold that you set as a goal before you get the VOD. I understand. Sigma is still viable. Yes, you can play Sigma. It's not like a terrible hero by any means. Ball wasn't a terribly good hero during GOAT, so we definitely know situations where Ball isn't, viable, quote unquote. But we're probably getting close. Like, hit him with nerf after nerf. But things that you could do, if you actually nerfed his survivability to the level where he couldn't just go in and eat crud and get out safely, if he went in with full resources and adaptive shield, his hero design just wouldn't work anymore. So if you did that, he wouldn't be viable anymore, to answer the question. Yeah, but not live, but with you. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't clear earlier. It took me a second to get it, but we've covered that. I'll do one of those too. Yep, live is good. Tough but fair. Okay. Oh, it's not yours. Got it. Okay, Dragon. You're not a healer main. You're a support main. That's the first thing we're gonna fix. You're not a healer main because unless you're playing Moira, healing is probably not it might be the most valuable thing you bring, but you bring something else really important, be it Discord Orb, be it BAP damage, be it Lamp, be it Speed Boost. You bring something really important to the table. You're a support main, not a healer main. Do not disappoint the scarf. It's hard not to disappoint the scarf. Off tank mostly. What tank is best to pair with Sigma, though? Is Double Shield still the best duo with him? Yeah, I've still seen some success with Sigma Orisa at this point. Yes, that's what I'm going to say. You can still form, if you have high ground advantage, you can still form some mighty punishing double, double shield, heavy poke comps into Brawl if you can, like, get high ground advantage, etc. Like, if you're pushing out, if a Brawl team is pushing out Rialto and you're on Sigma Orisa, you're going to crush them, for example, as they walk out, and try to cross the bridge, etc., just as an example. So I'd say Orisa. But he's still, that doesn't mean you can't force him with ball, but Diva mostly does the job better at this point. Just nerf his shields again. Sig loves angles. How close this guy's name is to mine? Right, yeah, that's why I thought it might be you based on you introducing yourself and this happening, etc. Okay, I think that's Sigma Hog or Sigma Ryan. They're both playable. Sigma Hog is just a double off-angling thing, and you go, hey, we threats in different angles. And Sigma Ryan, I prefer Sigma goes and holds power positions, etc. I prefer that. And sometimes when you push in, because you're attacking and you're forced to narrow where you're attacking through, you get to throw your bear in front of him to let him free swing, much like Orisa Rhine used to be run together, where you'd aggressively throw your Orisa shield in there and your Rhine runs and gets to swing through it, etc., etc. So yeah, it's doable, but it's not his best pair. His best pair is probably still Orisa. Okay, that's what I've got for now. Thanks, guys. That's what I've got for now. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.